All right, we take a breather from the budget and let's go to the Commission of Inquiry into State Capture now. And the SABC's former CEO, Lulama Mokhobo, was on the stand today. The testimony of the SABC, of course, has been eagerly awaited after the former Minister, Yunus Karim, said that MultiChoice pressured the SABC to support its stance on the encryption of digital TV set-top boxes. He says clauses included in a contract to the effect that SABC would argue against encryption amounted to policy capture. Now, this issue is a thorny one. If the boxes were encrypted, in short, that would help other players like ETV to provide pay TV services relatively cheaply through those boxes and would allow them to compete more easily with DSTV. To discuss, we're joined by the SABC's Mokhobo. Thank you for being with us. So, what did Mokhobo say about these pesky contract between MultiChoice and the SABC?
Well, yes, good evening. Well, indeed, today coming for the second time before the Commission, telling the Commission that she was really against a lot of things that were happening at that particular time, highlighting the point that there were two clauses that she was very uncomfortable with, saying that, if they would have entered into a contract with MultiChoice with those clauses in the contract, it would have made SABC the loser on the discussion table, saying that, that particular clauses that they meant that SABC would have neglect or rather ignore a lot of policies that were made to govern it at that particular time, saying that, she was surprised that, there was a couple of people that were even considering getting into a contract with MultiChoice at that particular time, saying that MultiChoice would have been the winner and saying that the process was flawed.
So the SABC was basically supporting what should be government policy in favor of MultiChoice. So she had a lot of concern, but we know that contract was signed. So what happened?
Yeah, well, today she told the Commission that she was not part of the process of signing the contract, saying that a lot of things happened that, at that time, like she already mentioned last year, that, there was a time whereby she believed there were two centers of powers. Others were agreeing with the contract, others were against it, saying that, there were people that were pushing for the contract to be signed and saying that the SABC would have been a big loser in it, as the Commission continued, out of nowhere, then she said that, she believed, there was a time actually whereby she had an engagement with Mr. Mokhobo and Mr. Mokhobo saying that, or rather talking to him about his proximity to the president, trying to show the level of his power, and the people that probably sided with her at that particular time, that, I know the president, I visit the president, I engage with the president. And she also mentioned that she was quite surprised at some point that, she found that Mr. Mokhobo, struggled to understand the hierarchy of positions at that time, saying that, Mr. Mokhobo disrespected his office at that particular time.
So her testimony really against Claudia Motsoeneng, who interestingly enough boasted about this very same contract between MultiChoice and the SABC and even got a bonus for it.
Yeah, saying that, like I already said, she said she was surprised that, SABC would enter into that contract, also neglecting one of the policies at that time, the Broadcasting Digital Migration Policy, which was signed in 2008. That on itself saying that, there was a lot that was happening, and feeling that MultiChoice was using the SABC to also push government into allowing all this to happen.
All right, very quickly, what happens next?
Well, going forward, we expect that, the Commission will continue tomorrow, and this week we'll also hear from the law enforcement agencies.
All right, thank you very much. And Mokhobo reporting on the Zondo Commission looking into state capture.